Do you play games with your significant other?
Of course I do.
But what are the best ones?
Well, let's find out by drafting them.
In this video, we're gonna pick our choices for the best games to play with your significant other or best couple games.
Yes, and we're gonna do it in a very unique way. We're gonna draft them. We actually asked our wives what are the games they enjoyed the best with us, and together we made the list with now 12 best games for couples.
I got a say in it? Because I just asked my wife and she gave me the list. And I said, maybe this and shit. No, this.
Well, we now know who's the boss in your relationship.
Whoa. Yes, together. We did it together.
So let's jump into the first category, which is filler games. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. God damn it,
I
never
think
win.
I always go first. My pick is Coloretto, a small card game where you basically collecting colors. The scoring system is very interesting because the sweet spot is somewhere in between. Because if you have 2 little cards on one color, you're gonna get a little bit points. If you get 3, for example, cards, you're gonna get the most points. But if you go over 3, you get less points. You have 3 spots where you place cards, and on your turn you either have to take all the cards from one spot, or you have to place a card from a deck on one of those spots. So for example, if I know if you're collecting pink, and I draw a card and it's also pink, and there are already 2 pinks in one of those spots, I'm not gonna place it there, because otherwise I'm just, handing you points. And so I have to decide, I don't really need pink, but I'm not gonna give it to you, I'll just place it in this spot. And then it's your turn. You either add a card or take those 2 pinks that you probably want, but maybe you can get another one. So it's very simple. It works well with 2, and it works well with more as well if you want to. But we played a lot of it with just 2 players.
Actually, mine is kind of similar from your description, and mine is Point Salad. The game is in the title. You have salads, and you get points for making salads. You have a bunch of cards on your desk with different kind of salads, and also cards that show you how you get points. In your turn, choose a salad that you take in your inventory, or you can take one of those scoring cards. And then at the end, you just score points if you get the right amount of right stuff according to your scoring cards.
The next category is co-op.
I go first, and it's Arkham Horror, the card game, and I just recently have started playing it. Each game will have a specific scenario. You never know what's gonna happen. It's an adventure, it's a story that you do. Both of you have your specific investigators that go fight monsters and do other stuff, but the game still is about your cards that you play each turn, and you can get stronger with your cards and make, different decisions. So each game you play continues the story, so whatever you do in the first scenario will impact what you do in later ones. So it's always a surprise and a very unique way to play board games.
I looked at the artwork, and I did enjoy the artwork. It's really good. If you like Cthulhu, you'll gonna like this, but it is a bit gory, and I'm like, yeah, my wife's never playing this, no way. My co-op pick is going to be a simple one. It's Unlock. Have you played Unlock?
Yeah, a lot of it, and it's really good.
Do you like Unlock better or Exit better?
They're really different, and actually I would say I like Exit better.
Okay, we're done here. Thank you for your opinion. Anyways, Unlock is the best escape room game that I have ever played. So I was like, this is like an escape room in a box. I had the same feeling. It's amazing.
I would compare that Exit is a escape room experience in its bare minimum. They don't do anything extra. In Unlock, you have a lot of extra things, and it's much more flashier.
Unlock versus Exit. Fight! What we're gonna do here, okay? How we're gonna solve this? Let's get 1,000 subscribers.
Alright.
So we can do a poll, and that will solve this.
Yes, let's do that.
Well, both of them you have to get a number, and the number is going to tell you if the solution is correct or not. You have 2 cards, and when you combine those 2 cards, you get a number. 22 plus 22, 44, and then you enter the 44 for the solution, and then it tells you if it's correct or it's incorrect. You lose 2 minutes of your time. Next category is best non-gamer couples game. At this point, our wives are pretty much so gamers, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So this is more for people will she like the games? I don't know if she likes games. This is for you guys. My pick is Las Vegas, and the game is really simple and obviously nice as well. There are 6 casinos in front of everybody, and you add money to those casinos. And all those casinos are numbered from 1 to 6. And you have a bunch of dice, and on your turn, you roll all your dice, and then you have to pick a number and place all those dice of that number on that casino. So I roll dice, and I have 3 6s. Okay, I could go to the 6. And then you have to place all 6s on that 6, and it's very simple. At the end, who has the most dice gets all the cash there. Works really nice as a 2-player game. I've played a lot of it, and it plays really quickly, and it gets this excitement of rolling dice. I mean, who doesn't like rolling dice, right?
I was so much hoping you're not gonna pick this because I think it's the perfect board game for people
Right
who
after
don't
Las
play
Vegas. Yeah.
board games, and I think you're gonna agree with me.
Okay, let's see.
Micro Macro Crime City.
Ah! Yes! I
Yeah.
agree.
Totally.
Can we cut out the Las Vegas part?
We actually did a review for this game and we both loved it absolutely, and I even said it that this is a perfect game for like a date night with your significant other in that review. But in short, you just get a huge map, and it's Where's Waldo the board game, right? That's how you explain it before. There's 15 different mysteries that you have to solve, and it's great for 2 people. You just find what's happening in this map, and it's a slow game, and you don't have to be a gamer to play it and to enjoy it. It's great for this category. So Micro Macro Crime City, check it out if you haven't already.
You win this one. I won unlock.
We're
win
done.
This one.
Thank you.
Next category is a heavy game.
Heavy game means that it's really serious. It
Like
probably
rules
takes-
heavy, yeah.
It rules heavy. It probably takes a lot of time to play, right?
I'd say like more than an hour. Like
more than an hour.
90 to 120 minutes.
And non-gamers probably not gonna play this one. This one is really popular game, and we just tried it recently, and I fell in love with it, which is Spirit Island.
Oh.
Spirit Island is a cooperative game as well, but it's super heavy because it has a lot of rules, and I wouldn't even say that the rules are the heavy part. The gameplay is the heavy part, because before each of your turns you're gonna have to think a lot. The premise is that you're spirits of an island, Spirit Island. Explorers are coming to this island and, well, destroying it, and you want to protect the island, you want to protect your home, and together with the natives you fight against these explorers. In your turn, you play different cards that give you different abilities at different times, and you try to get rid of all the explorers. And it takes a lot of planning, a lot of cooperation. Spirit Island, highly suggested as a heavy game for a couple of players. Couple of players that are a couple.
Hard to follow that, but mine is Alchemists. It's also kind of rules heavy, and it's kind of like a worker placement game, but what most of all, it's a deduction game. So we all are playing alchemists that are brewing different kind of potions and things. The app randomizes which ingredients you need to use to make that potion, and nobody knows that. You have some info, but not all of it. During the game, you're writing down what you have tried and what you haven't, and have you succeeded or not, and then you're like looking at other players or the other player, and he's like, haha, yes, like, oh, he brews something, he knows now something, I have to figure out what he's doing, what ingredients he's taking. So that makes it heavy. You have to track all things you know, trying to figure out what he knows or she knows, and also how to get all the ingredients. If you know how to make a potion, it doesn't help you much if you can't get the ingredients. All of these things mixed in together makes it for a heavy experience for the game. My head hurts sometimes after this game. Never won a game of this. I guess that's why my wife approved of this pick, because she always beats me in this game.
If you lose all the time and still love the game, then it's a good sign.
A Euro game or economic game. My pick is going to be Puerto Rico. Have you played Puerto Rico?
No, I haven't, but I know that it's your favorite Euro game of all time.
It is pretty much so my favorite Euro game of all time. It's a very old game, and it used to be a very ugly game as well. Actually, when it came out, it was a 3 to 5 player game, and then later on they came out with an official 2-player variant that works perfectly fine. And I've played the most games of Puerto Rico just with 2, me and my wife. How it works is there are different roles available, and on your turn you pick a role, and then that role gives you an action. But the thing is, everyone can do that action. We're governors of a small part of an island, Puerto Rico, and we're planting different kind of things, growing them and sending them with ships back to the old world, and building different kind of buildings that enhance the growing and the shipping. All of that is done by those roles. So I pick a captain, I can ship. Everyone can ship. But since I picked the role, I go first, and second of all, I get the advantage of the role. For example, if I take the builder, I can build a building. everyone can build a building, but I get a discount for that building. So managing these roles, and you have your own board where you build stuff, it just feels real nice. Even after all these years, I really do enjoy this as a 2-player game, and if somebody comes along, it's a really decent economic game you can play with somebody else. It's not very rules heavy. It's actually, I wouldn't say it's very heavy.
I'm gonna pick Dune Imperium that we both like, and it's an awesome game that actually came out really recently. It's based on the new movie that's gonna come out in September or sometime soon.
Hopefully this year.
And also it's originally based on the books Dune. And it's a deck building game, which means that you play out cards to buy new cards to do extra things to get your deck better, and then play again newer and better cards all the time, as well as it is a worker placement, which means you have your figurines, agents that you send out doing different things, and it's also about conflict and fighting with others to get, points. The idea of the game is that you fight for this rare resource spice that is on Dune. Whoever gets more control of it kind of wins, and there is these intrigues that always makes the game really unpredictable and interesting. There's a lot of game in this one box, and it's really brilliant. We enjoyed it.
See our review. I mean,
we also did a review for this one.
Don't ask me to pick which one is a better Euro game out of these two. Just don't ask me, okay?
Didn't you say Puerto Rico is your favorite one?
Oh,
it's like picking from your 2 children, right?
Oh, that's easy. What do you mean? Next category is wild card.
All right, so a wild card, and this is really weird pick for me, but I'm gonna go with Rhino Hero.
Wait, did we switch to kids list? What happened?
This game really surprised me in a lot of ways, because first of all, it looks...
Well, the game components are fine. The box is...
Yeah, exactly. The other thing is that, you will usually find this game in a kids section of the board game store. But it's absolutely amazing, and me and my wife, we love it. And we usually play it as a filler game as well, so it could fit in the first category as well.
Describe this in 2 words. Using other game names.
All right, so the first one is Jenga, right?
Okay, that's good.
And the other one...
You have to think. It's Uno Jenga. Without a doubt. You combine these 2 games, you get Rhino Hero.
Yeah.
And you don't look at it as what? They just rehashed. No, it's a whole new thing. To get hooked on this, you just have to see it. And just looking at that tower built, and with that, Rhino Hero there, it's just like, what's going on there?
It's maybe a kid's game, but it's absolutely amazing for adults as well.
Yeah, it is. It's a good family game in general, if I'd say.
And it's wife's approved, so it fits this category.
I couldn't not include my wife's all-time favorite game. This game could have easily fit into the heavy category. This game usually takes 3 or 4 hours to play. I'd say it's hour per player. It takes probably all of this table would be almost enough to play it. It's what is that huge monster? But my wife will never say no to playing this game. And the game's called Rune Wars. It's this big fantasy battling out, questing, building your fantasy civilization game. There are undead, there are demons, there are elves, and then there are humans. So what you're doing is you're trying to control runes. There's a big board, and there are different spaces where runes start popping up, and the first player to control a certain amount wins the game immediately. In the meantime, each player has heroes that are just these separate figures that are running around the board and questing, and can get runes through other ways. So there's so many things going on, and it's a gorgeously looking big game. I could have just called her and say, I'll go back home, and we're gonna play it. And she'll be like, let's go. A minor caveat to this is it's not as good with 2. It is fine with 2. We've played a couple of times with 2, but it is best with 3 and... Wait. What? Whatever. Unlock is the best. Unlock is the best. Alex is the best. It is fine with 2. We've played with 2, and since she enjoys it so much, she enjoys it at 2 as well. But it is my wife's favorite game by far, and just by the description you think what the hell? That's just some really heavy game there. It is, but it is my wife's favorite game. Could not include it.
So yes, your wife is a gamer, for sure.
So. Yeah. Well, at this point she is. So that's our lists. Right?
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and you also find the game that you're looking for. And if you enjoyed this type of drafting and top of games, then be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and do a lot of other good stuff that can help us grow.
Yeah, thank you, and see you next time.
Bye.